Hi, David Widaski here with Douglasville Retail Meat and Smokehouse. A lot of families traditionally do prime rib at Christmas time and like a spiral ham. Today I'm going to be talking to you about prime rib and the different types, different sections of a prime rib. You've got a large end and a small end. We're going to talk about servings per person. This is a boneless prime rib, and you can see where the bones have been removed right here. And this, to me, is a lot more economical unless you just have to have the bones in there. Some people love to chew on them. Okay? And this is a bone-in prime rib, and they usually consist of 7 to 8 bones. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is a 7-bone whole prime rib roast. Okay? Traditionally, you'd want to cook them to an internal temperature of 135 degrees. And then you would pull it and let it rest. We're going to talk about some recipes with this thing. And you want to go at least 1 bone for every 2 people. So if you're feeding 6, you'd need a 3-bone, and so on and so on. We usually run specials during the holidays for 3-bone or more roast if they're ordered by a certain time in December, and you'll need to look at some different information about us, and you can do the same thing. We'll know where these bones were, and we can gauge how much you're going to need if you're buying a boneless prime rib. Now, the differences in weight, even though these are basically almost the same size, is this is 16 3/4 pounds roughly, and this one is 15.67. Okay, and you're going to save about $1 a pound when you buy the bone-in prime rib at most of your merchant stores. We always suggest getting your prime rib ordered early because it locks in your order. Because there's usually a shortage Christmas week with the cruise ships, the hotels, and that type of stuff. It's kind of first come, first served basis, especially for small business owners like me, and I have to gauge what I'm going to need. So customers that know they're going to be getting it, and they go ahead and do that. What I do is I'll put this in a pan, and I'll put my oven at 350 degrees, and I'll start cooking it. And I'll have it covered with foil, and I'll let it stay in there, so many minutes per pound. It's usually about 20 minutes per pound, and I'll let it start cooking. At about the halfway point there, I get my meat thermometer and I'll check it. If I'm getting close to 135 degrees, that's the time that I go ahead and get my topping on it. Okay? And what I'll use is a Dijon mustard all over the top part of the fatty part. You're going to have fat side up, and the bone side, or where the bone used to be, down. And I'll smear Dijon mustard over the entire prime rib. And then I take a mixture of breadcrumbs, and I personally like to use panko breadcrumbs, Italian herb seasonings, rosemary, and thyme, and salt, pepper, garlic. And I'll mix all that together and blend it, and then I will disperse that from high above all over until I have it nicely coated, because you don't want to smear it. You'll mess up your coupon. So you just do this like this, and then it's going to create a nice crust. At the end of the cooking process, you're going to leave the foil off, and then this is all going to brown up real nice, and then you recheck your temperature. Medium rare is 135, and medium's 150. I don't really suggest going any higher than that because the ends of your roast are going to cook quicker than your center. So people that like a more well-done prime rib, you want to start on the ends, and the more rare cuts are going to be in the center. Now we're going to talk real quick before we go about the different sections of a prime rib. This is the Delmonico end, and you'll see there's 3 muscles here, okay? And this is typically called the large end, all right? So we would count off that many bones, and we would cut that for you. And then this is the small end, and this is the end that's closest to the New York strip, but it's still part of the ribeye, and you see it's 1 muscle plus the cap. So we would take it from that end. Some people like just the large end because it's leaner, and some people like the Delmonico end because it's a little bit more marbleized and I think more tender and tasty. I like the part that's put by the chuck. We're located at 3749 Kings Highway here in Douglasville, Georgia. Our phone number is 770-577-2374, and our website is mygourmetsteaks.com. Call soon. We'd like to have our orders by the 17th of December. Have a very Merry Christmas. Thank you.